He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another story time, and welcome to the mailman. Welcome back to Cubicle Nation playlist. Um, as a black woman, there is always an experience of racism. And I know like white people be like, oh my god, they always playing the race card. The only reason you saying we're always playing the race card is because racism doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. You try to make racism affect you where it comes down like, oh, white people can't get a job. But when you walk into a place of employment or a place of business, who do you see? Who do you see? Right. When you walk into a store, you're not automatically thought of as the thief. They flock to you when it comes down to customer service. You're spoken to. You're not automatically assumed as the thief. Right. So the things that when we say, here we go, and what we're used to, and what we're also taught to pay attention to is because if we don't follow those rules all the time, then yeah, it doesn't affect you. Like being pulled over by a police officer who feels like you can do and say whatever to us because y'all have gotten away with everything. Anytime that there is like an unaliving, a story where a Caucasian person has done something that is absolutely hideous, horrendous, deranged, demented, most of the time it's like, oh, they have mental issues, and it barely makes the news, and the news cycle is automatically usually pushed to Nightline, Dateline, where it becomes a vlog, it becomes a documentary, and you put music behind it, and you have all these different people explaining what's going on. Because y'all do domestic violence just like African American people, or just like any other people. Y'all do a lot of stuff. Hence, what's going on with the Epstein files? The lady plainly said people are sick. The people in these files are sick. If I prosecute everybody in these files, the whole government will collapse. That's how it always is. You guys never have to take accountability for anything that y'all do. Y'all have people in power who were placed in power, not necessarily meaning that they earned it. It's deals behind the scenes. And it's like, well, if I put you in power, you cover me when I do my dirt. And then when black people and any other race or any people of color put their, when they commit crimes, you put them on Front Street. Like they're always the people who constantly commit crimes and y'all don't do anything. Like the unknown caller. That had happened years prior with the girl and the young boy getting all these calls. All these calls. It happened years prior. We didn't find out about it until it was on Netflix, a documentary, a movie. Nowhere on the news, in the news cycle at all. And it was her mother. Right. So anyway, as a black woman, there's always the experience of some type of racism. Even when I go shopping every week, when I go into Walmart and I'm ringing up my groceries, there's always somebody standing, watching me, hovering. Before they will go to anybody else, they come stand by my buggy. What's crazy is it's not the white people now, it's other people of color who feel like as long as it's black people and it's not us. Because that's what happened with the Hispanics while y'all was doing the salsa on the stage for Trump. And then came in and demoted and deported all of y'all. Uh-huh. But now it's like Pakistanis and all of them. Now it's y'all that work in Walmart. Because it used to be us. Now it's y'all that work in Walmart. It's a lot of y'all that work in Walmart. A lot of the Patels that work in Walmart. Mm-hmm. And so now y'all kind of monitor everything in the baskets. But you monitor me, but if a Caucasian person comes in, it's good morning. Because you've been trained to know what's supposed to be better. Right. So anyway, as I told y'all, indeed, I hire and told y'all all the goings ons and the things that was happening, and that's still happening. That's still happening. That's still happening. Actually, the radiology stuff has gotten worse. Where it's like you're trying to inject stuff, you're making stuff horrible. It's not responding, like you're interrupting. You make sure like I have to restart my computer on repeat all the time so the computer can recognize all of the drives that I have going, even though the computer has recognized it previous. Now it's not recognizing, and I have to, start it over because Windows is not recognizing the drives that I've been using all this time. Uh-huh. Yeah, so that stuff is still going on. It's still going on. Still going on. Right. So I'm being told that it's the computer and it's the technical error, even though this stuff wasn't happening previous when I first started. It wasn't happening previous when I first started. And then once I would send an email, it'll stop for a while and then it'll start back with the downloading. Just craziness. So anyway. So remember I told y'all when Nice Lady went home, like I had to take over like the door. So once she went home, that also mean I had to take over like we would have mail come. And when mail come, it was mostly for the accounting department, in which Nice Lady was the one who worked. She was an essential worker who worked for accounting because we had different departments, and out of those departments, a lot of us were essential workers, and we had to come in office. Like we couldn't go home to work it. Well, Nice Lady could go home, but she still would have to come in office for a certain amount of time, and it would be specific days. Or if she came every day, it would be like I said, a specific amount of time. And so she had, she was like, well, what I'm saying, I don't want to come in on certain days. So she was like, well, can you get the bag and just put the mail? Basically, the bag is mail and put it on my desk. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Because like I can see before she had moved Gigi mom, I can see straight out the door. So I can see when the mailman is coming. So it started, now he had been coming for a while. I was trying to think if it was it was somebody before him. Seemed like it was somebody before him. Maybe not, but it seems like it was somebody before him that was doing the mail before he started showing up. Like before the pandemic, seemed like it was somebody else. I don't know. Seemed like it was somebody else. That Nice Lady and her coworker was, going to the door because Nice Lady and her coworker would kind of alternate. And but seemed like it was somebody else. But anyway, like he started showing up, and like I would watch them even before the pandemic, like they had a rapport. And so it was like it wasn't anybody else going to the door but Nice Lady and her coworker. So he knew them. You know what I'm saying? And so you can tell again, because regardless of how Caucasians think when it comes down to other people, when they see each other, it's automatically they're good people. And that doesn't necessarily mean deem or true. It just means, you know what I'm saying? Like when I see it, we're good people, which is why when black people be like, well, I'm going to, I'm gonna support because they black. That's where we get it from. Because we know in that arena, you're going to have a hard time. So, yeah, so it was like, I noticed, you know what I'm saying? Like the report, as I told y'all, like I'm a people watcher. I'm nosy, but I pay attention to people because it's like I want to know how to maneuver. Or I watch how you treat other people, and it's like I don't even want to be fooled with you, as I said in DEI Hire. I watch and I sit back and see how y'all treat each other. I watch and sit back and I look and listen how y'all talk about each other. And it's like, why would I put myself in that situation when I watch and looked at how you treated people? Hence, co-worker. Then did I give him name? A friend? I forgot what I call him in DEI Hire, but basically how I was laughing at him when you were manager's target, not realizing that I would turn out to be the target. It's like you fixate on people and you create chaos. You create chaos. You think you're helping, but it's like you create chaos. Like leave stuff alone. Like this is not pre-K. Like I don't need micromanaging. And it's like the people you need to micromanage, you don't. And you fixated on watching people who do their job. Like it's kind of ridiculous to me. Anyway, so yeah, so it was like I had watched, like certain things. And like I said, even with Nice Lady, like Nice Lady was more of she kept to herself, but because she's Caucasian, that's considered anxiety. And because I'm black and I want to keep to myself, it's considered mean. Antisocial, hard to approach type deal. So yeah. So I had watched them, you know what I'm saying? And so he had no problem because if Nice Lady couldn't get to the door, if coworker couldn't get to the door, like let's just say Nice Lady wasn't there, or coworker was like in the bathroom when he showed up and somebody would go to the door to go get the bag, he wasn't as excited. Like his face wasn't as excited as it was when they approached the door. Because all of them were Caucasian. So it was like when they approached the door, he, you could tell like he lit up. Basically, he was happy to see them. If somebody else approached the door and they just happened to be black, it would be, like you can tell the kind of standoffish type situation. So once Nice Lady decided that she was gonna go home, she was like, "Oh yeah, so that means you got to put the bag out there, every day for mail." And I was like, And so she was like, "I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? She was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. I'm sorry. Can you do that for me? I really appreciate it." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, it's cool." And so, because my boss had also said something too, she was like, "So, that means you got to do the mail." And I thought it was real interesting of how all this stuff fell on me. How this stuff fell on me. Like, I was cool with opening the door because I was getting a key. But the mail part, it was like, how did this fall on me? Because this ain't even my department. And why you can't get here earlier to put the mail there and then wait for him to come? You wanted me to put the mail there so you can come after the mail is here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it diminished your time of being in office. And it's like, interesting how that fell on me. But I was like, it's whatever. I always incorporate stuff and keep it moving. To the point where even now, Erica be like, anytime that we meet up, she's like, "What else have they added on? What else have they added on? If they have they had any more money? They adding on stuff. Have they added on any money?" And I always be like, and she be like, "They don't need to add on another job without adding on any money." And I be like, "Just chill out, Erica." I get what she's saying. Because it's like, just because I'm dependable, just because I'm going to do the work, don't mean you add something on to me. You make the other people step up. But if the other person is not dependable and they not doing what they supposed to do, like in my mind, I'm thinking it's like, okay, yeah, add it in my schedule. As long as if I add this in my schedule, that means you're going to leave me alone. That's the way I'm looking at it. Whatever you keep adding on my plate, that means that's more alone time for me. It don't work that way. It's not my boss. It's not my boss. My boss don't bother me. It's not my boss. Right. So anyway, So I had noticed like the report. So it's like now I got to, I won't say front, but it's like you can tell when you've dealt with underlying racism, the passive aggressive, you know, like you just know, you feel it, you know, you can see it, you can tell, like you deal with the smart remarks, and it's like you really can't say anything because they're your boss, they're your managers. It's like, it's, oh, let me deal with this. Oh, they're not like that because they're nice to you. And as I always tell y'all, just two things can be true. A person can be a nightmare to you and a dream to somebody else. Same person. And so I was like, they may not be like that to you, but they are that to me. They are that to me. So anyway, so it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm taking over the bag. So now I have to do this report. So anyway, so yeah, so it's like now I have to build this rapport with this man. You know what I'm saying? I have to put my professional face on. I'm used to putting on my professional face, especially when I know people don't like me. I'm used to putting on my professional face. I'm used to putting on my professional face when I go be with my family, because it's like I know these people don't like me. I know these people talk about me behind my back. I know y'all have certain situations and certain conversations about me in your little group chat. Keep it cute when you see me. Hey, how you doing? And we'll keep it moving. But you're not gonna talk to me and think you can say whatever you want to say to me, and I'm not gonna respond. That's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. So you can keep your distance, and I'll keep mine. No problem. And the people who love being around me love being around me, which is why I have certain people out of my family who only fuck with me. It's like, and I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem. Because I definitely don't want you to pretend. So it's like I know what face I have to put on to make this work. It's only a couple of quick, maybe a minute or two. You get this bag. When you come back, I take it back. Have a good day. When I go to the door, good morning. Take the bag. Have a good day. I don't need to have a conversation. I don't need to have small talk. I don't need all of that. We don't need the fake pleasantries. Good morning. Thank you for here go this bag. Get the bag back. Have a good day. We ain't got to do all of that. I don't know why some people have an issue with that. We ain't got to do all of that. We ain't got to talk. I don't need to be liked. I don't care if you like me or not. Only thing you need to do is respect me on a professional level. Just like I gotta respect you on a professional level. If you hear good morning, other than that, have a good day. We don't have nothing to talk about. Shoot it in an email. Leave me alone. Yeah. That's the way that I see it. We don't need to talk. I don't want to know what little Susie doing. I don't want to know what little Johnny did. I don't want to know nothing about what you got going on. I don't care. I don't. Because I'm not going to tell you what I got going on. The only way you'll know if you see it in the vlog. And I'm not telling you everything in that either. Anyway. So yeah, so it was like, okay, yeah, so I just need to get the pleasantries, add this in my little schedule, know the time when they come and look at, well, basically I can see when you pulling up. So, but you still usually come around the same time every day. It is what it is. So when you started showing up, well, basically, so when it started showing up, like, I'll go to the door and here you go, good morning. And so he was like, well, where's nice lady? And I was like, oh, she no longer works in the office anymore. And he was like, oh, you was disappointed. Cause to me, it's like, nah, I got to deal with this black girl. Baby, we don't have to talk. You ain't got to say nothing. Get this bag and go on. And so he was like, oh, okay. See you when you get back. Go on to your car, go get the mail and come back. You you went, got the mail, came back, and I was like, thank you, have a good day. We ain't got to talk. You ain't got to fake it. You ain't got to do nothing. Easiest pick up, drop off ever. That's the way that I see it. Go on about your business. We ain't got to talk. We ain't got to say nothing. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So anyway, So yeah, so like that's literally was it. But at this one particular day, you wanted to force the issue because nice lady had said, like when I'm not there and if she happened to show up and happen to do the bad, like he get excited, or if coworkers here, like he get excited because y'all need to feel accepted. Y'all have some low self-esteem, which is why y'all so racist. It's y'all need to be accepted. Y'all need to it's like interact with me, please. Why do you feel like you need to be validated by somebody? I think that is crazy. So anytime he would see them, when if I'm there and they happen to show up before he shows up, because he had started like coming later and later, so they would be here. Didn't matter to me. Didn't matter to me. It mattered to them because when they came in, they was expecting like the mail to already be here. So now that means you got to sit here and wait and you don't have nothing to do. And they wanted to come in and already have the mail here so they can do what they need to do and then go back to work from home. They didn't want to be here like that. And so he had started coming later because he kind of figured out like, oh, they come in office so I can see them. So you started coming later. Don't mind me. I don't care. I don't care. So they had started figuring it out. He figured that out, and then they had started figuring it out too because they was like, well, why he coming late? Where he at? And I was like, I don't know. Work for me because that means it took that back off my plate, and y'all can do whatever. So nice lady figured out it was like, well, since you coming later, I'm gonna start coming later too, or I'm gonna start coming on just on certain days and knock certain things out instead of coming every day, which is what happened. So it's back to me doing the handing the bag and dropping off. So this one particular day, it was like, oh, I'm gonna force her to talk to me. So I'm getting ready to close the door, and he sticks his foot in the door. And I look at you, and so he was like, you don't talk much, huh? And I was like, no. Oh, okay. Okay. He's like, well, it's okay to have conversation. And I was like, well, I have a lot of work to do. So uh, the conversation I don't really need to do. And he was like, well, nice lady and coworker talk to me all the time. I said, they're only in here for a certain amount of time. I said, they're literally only in here because they're waiting on you. And after they do certain things, they leave and go back home to finish doing what they need to do with their job. Oh, yeah. Mhm. He was like, oh, oh, okay. Okay. Well, I understand now. But what did you think we was doing? I mean, that we was just, you know, waiting for you just to sit here and talk all day? Because they have said they'd be like, oh my God, he can talk. And I don't have them problems because I'm a black girl. I don't have them problems. And then I'm not giving you the opportunity to do that because it's like you're not going to control the narrative. Not for me. Not for me. If I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk. If I'm greeting you, get this bag and go. Simple. Y'all feel like y'all have to relax y'all boundaries to fill in to the narrative that people present. No, I do not. I do not. It is not my job to make you feel better. That's why it's called self-esteem. You are supposed to work on that, not me. I'm not supposed to validate you. You're supposed to validate yourself. Right. So anyway, so he was like, oh, okay, well, all right. Have a good day. See you when you get back. So, and then it had got to it gotten to a point where, it was like in my mind, like my mind is going like, how can I make this easier where I'm not even putting the bag on the door? Right. And so where I got that from? Well, I'm not even putting the bag on the door. Yeah, well, I'm putting the bag on the door and I'm not going to the door. It's like I'm just go ahead and put this in here because I know what time you coming. I can just put this on the door and just going about our business. So this one particular day, he had been coming for a while and I had been doing the bag or whatever. And he'd be like, hey, small talk again, huh? Yeah, not really. Nothing to say. Like I don't know why y'all feel like y'all need small talk. You don't. You don't need small talk. You don't need to feel like you need to make yourself comfortable. That's why it's like, oh, you fear for your life, but then you're approaching the situation. Oh, I'm hard to approach, but you're constantly approaching me. Why? When we have nothing to talk about. You do not need to self-validate yourself by me. I do not need to validate you. Leave me alone. Good morning, and go. Like what? Like for real. I just it's always baffling to me. And that's with anybody. That's not just white people. That's with anybody. With me, it's like we don't have to talk. We do not have to talk. We do not have to be friends. Cause again, I did the work. So I don't mind being by myself. That y'all be afraid of being by yourself. Me and my nephew can talk for hours because there's a rapport with me and my nephew talking for hours. There was somebody else I used to talk to hours for hours with too. Different on different levels, different conversations. We can talk for hours and it flows. Me and Kish can do that. Me and Kish cannot talk for months on the phone. We can call each other and then we talk for hours and then hang up and not talk for months. We texting in between. Me and Erica could not talk for weeks, sometimes months at a time. We text in between, like, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. But when we get together, we talk for hours. Picked up like we left off. Like it's nothing. Yeah. So anyway, this one particular day, there were landscapers outside, right? There was landscapers outside. And so I saw him walking up. But whilst he was walking up, he started talking, and there was, of course, they were Hispanics. Mostly the Hispanics was outside, but there was one Caucasian dude out there. And out of all the people he talked to, guess who he talked to? The Caucasian dude. So he was talking to the Caucasian dude, but I saw him walking up. And so I got up, got the bag, and go get him the bag. And so I'm standing there with the door open, well, cracked, leaning on the door, holding the bag so I could give him the bag. And he was talking to the Caucasian dude. Then at this point in time, the Caucasian dude, I told y'all, like, it's landscaping. They was doing the landscaping. And so they was watering, had something going on. I don't know what they was doing, but they was, doing whatever they was supposed to do with the landscaping. But the Caucasian guy had a water hose. And so the mailman, who was Caucasian, he turned and looked at me. He was like, oh, that's Angel. And so the Caucasian landscaper was like, like the fake little peasantries, how we do. It's like we don't really do each other, but it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to nod because at this point in time, y'all free, y'all ain't supposed to be free. You supposed to be my slave. I ain't supposed to be out here doing landscaping. You supposed to be out here doing it for free. Type deal. Like the pleasantry passing, like, yeah, yeah. And so he was like, the pleasantry. So the mailman was like, yeah, go ahead and spray her. The Caucasian landscaper was like, oh, you think you at a comedy show? You was dying laughing. To me, that ain't funny because my ancestors was being sprayed by your ancestors by water hose. That ain't funny. So why did you feel like that was a joke this hell? And we've never had that rapport. And when you walked over, you noticed that I wasn't smiling. And so you said I wasn't gonna let him spray you. Caucasian landscaper is still over there laughing. The Hispanic dudes, when you said it, stopped working and looked up. At that moment, I was like, oh yeah. Yep. The little mask done fell off, and there came the racism because he was a very much older guy, and here come the little racism that's been hiding, and that you had to keep locked in. And I'm gonna pretend it ain't here, but when y'all in power, it come out because you feel like I own you and we in power, so you got to do whatever I want you to do, however I want you to do it. type situation. You ever notice that? You notice like when the Republicans are like some people like Donald Trump in power, like they kind of switch up. They get real bold. It's always there. They just get real bold. When Democrats, are in charge, they kind of, I got to keep my racism tucked in my pocket at this point, and I have to play fair. I have to play nice. Anyway, so I handed him the bag, and I wasn't gonna let him spray you. It was just a joke. But you notice I'm not laughing. You notice the only person that's laughing is the Caucasian landscaper. He's still laughing. Oh, that's funny. Oh. And when you notice how I'm looking and you notice your coworkers looking, yeah. Wasn't nothing funny about that. So both of y'all now feel like, the joke that we usually tell in private that I just told just now, like was supposed to be funny, is really not funny. It's really not appropriate. So now it's like, oh, okay, now I need to figure out because I already knew, you know what I'm saying? Like it's there because there's always like the little passive aggressive, the little stuff where you feel like, you know what I'm saying? You know how they barely drop the bag or they talk to you any kind of way because you feel like we're beneath you. I was like, now I need to figure out how to put this bag up here and not even deal with you at all. Because I'm a smart girl. Oh, okay, so I know what time you usually come. So what I'm gonna do is put the bag on the door. And when I put the bag on the door, if somebody asks, like, why is the bag out here? COVID. Because we're in the pandemic. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. So I put the bag on the door the next day. So when you walk up and you see the bag, like because there's nothing for us to talk about because, baby, your racism has seeped out, even though I know it was already in there, tucked away. Because usually, that's when it come out. You know what I'm saying? When nobody else is around, like that voice change, how they talk to you, the passive aggressive, that little aggressiveness come out a little more, and the little sweet, oh no, I'm not like that come out too. Or if it's something that they feel like you've overdone or you not paying me no attention and I'm your boss and I'm over you and I'm white, you need to listen to me type deal. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yeah. So you looked at it and it was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. You just leave it on the door. Just leave it on the door. Just put it on the door. Just put it on the door. Because usually by the time that you come back, coworker or nice lady is back. So I don't have to get the bag. Because you had started coming later anyway, so you can try to see them. So I don't have to get the bag. I can just put the bag on the door. So you noticed because you said something to nice lady. I mean, it was like a week or two. You had said something to nice lady. It was like, yeah, she don't even bring the bag to the door no more. It's just on the door. And so she was like, everything okay? I said, yeah, everything's great. It's just COVID practices. She was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I didn't think about that. Didn't tell anybody about the little joke that you made with the landscape. Cause I'm already looked at as hard to approach. I got an attitude. So nobody gonna believe me anyway. And this is before all the other stuff that I told y'all about in DEI hire. Mm-hmm. So a week or two goes by and it started to be other people maybe not showing up. If they show up, it would be other people, like different people. It wasn't the same old man no more. It wasn't the same mailman anymore. It would be different people. And with them coming with the different people, they was coming early and on time. Bag would be there, get the bag. Cause literally, like when they first started showing up, they would still ring the doorbell because they be like, "We looking for the mail," and I'd be like, "Oh, the bag is right here." I said, "Let the people know, like the bag is always on the door." Cause I was thinking he was coming, but it started being different people, and they didn't know because they was like, "Oh, we need the key. It's in the bag," because the key was attached to the bag, and they was like, "Oh." perfect. Right. And most of the time they would be African American people now. That they was like, oh yeah, perfect. That's smart. See, you see what I'm saying? See how that works? Like they didn't have a problem with me putting the bag on the door, but there was a reason with me putting the bag on the door because you had already let your racism seep out and I was done with it. I'm not gonna entertain you. I'm not gonna go back and forth. You said what you said. You let me be. You confirmed what I already knew anyway. This is the way it's gonna go. Cause I'm not about to play with you. You not about to play with my peace or my space. Just leave me alone. You don't like me. I ain't dealing with the racism bullshit. Do you? Let me do me. You ain't gotta say nothing to me. But that's hard for them to do, which contradicts them being racist. We don't like you, but I need to watch your every move and then bother you, which is the craziest shit ever. Anyway, so he hadn't shown up, but all these other people showing up and they showing up on time. They not waiting. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this done, drop this off. All right, have a good day. Let me get this done, drop this off. All right, have a good day. What I like. That's what I like. That's what I like. Yeah. So nice lady, co-worker, they like it too, because that means it has picked up. It's already here. It's here waiting on desk, waiting on you, sitting on your desk, waiting on you. Come in, do what you need to do. They out of here. They not waiting for you, right? So it had been like quite a few months and hadn't seen the old dude, hadn't seen the mailman. And so she was like, well, I hope everything's okay. And I ain't saying nothing because I know you racist, so that ain't my business. In all honesty, I don't wish no ill will on you, but once you show your true colors, it's like, baby, there's no pleasantries for me. You already showed your true colors. There's no pleasantries for me. You don't like black people? Anyway, so yeah. So it was like it had been like a month or two. And a nice lady was like, girl, I found out what happened to the mailman. I was like, it's not funny. I was like, he died because he was old. He was older man. So she was like, no, but he had a stroke. And so he can't, like, he's not going to return. I was like, oh, man. She's like, that's so sad. Mm-hmm. It is. She was like, well, oh, well. Went on about her day. I went on about mine. And that is the story time of the mailman. Yeah, baby. Like, people be thinking like, oh, girl, you be overreacting. Oh, girl, you be doing too much. Oh, you're the only one who think like that. And then it's like, oh, my God. Look who's right. Look who's spot on. Yeah. Anyway, I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in the next one. Spray her. You would have sprayed me with that water hose, I would have lost my job that day. I ain't gonna lie, because I would have whooped your ass. Bye.